Good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Angelika's Journal. Um, I've been doing basically weekly videos, but I think this week I'm going to be doing an extra one, and I'll show you why. It is Tuesday, April 30th, 2024. So, April 30th. Here in southern Alberta, we don't normally garden until the May long weekend, which is this year. It happens to be in the middle of May. And yeah, it's like not even 10 o'clock a.m. Let me show you what we woke up to. Uh-huh. Another slow snowfall. We've had beautiful plus temperatures. Like 16, 17, 18. I think we even had a 19. I don't know if we've hit any 20 degrees yet, Celsius. But this morning we woke up, it's +3 outside. All of this is melting. You can see on the pathway. Where is the pathway? Right over there. This area, it's all wet on the ground and it's dripping from the tree. But we got what is this? About 4 to 6 inches of snow last night. Like, here's the deck. If you look from the stairs there, it looks like about 4 inches. Maybe 5. So it's good thing we worked in the yard when we did. Oh, and we did end up doing some more. That's now what's left in the garden. That part of the garden, that's all there is left. The square platform, one of the long platforms, and a bunch of the smaller planters. And then here on the deck, I've got some planters. I have not put any up there in that corner yet. And on this side, we have a whole bunch of empty containers just stacked. There's still 2 half barrels back there. There's a white and a blue side by side there somewhere. I think behind the green. And those 2 need to be emptied. Other than that, that's it for the next month or 2. If you look at our stacked pile over there, yeah, right there. See, there's 2 more sitting on top of the Rubbermaid and the Sterilite. There's some blue ones sitting on top. Those all got emptied. And then I'll just hold the tripod around the corner here. And I don't know if I can catch it on camera because I don't want to go down the step. But there's 4 half barrels there. And then the 2 rain barrels with the one from the front yard. So there's 3 full rain barrels there. And then the 4 half barrels we got emptied. My lion is still there. I need to move him to the front yard because I'll probably keep him. So yeah, I just wanted to show you what we woke up to. Yep, you know that song, Rain, Rain, Go Away? Come again another day. Little Johnny wants to play, or something like that. Well, snow, snow, go away. Little Angelika wants to play. So this is, I believe my daughter said this is the Lax. It's an IKEA furniture piece called Lax. It is upside down. because I'm dealing with the feet right now. I had put the 4 feet in, 2 there and 2 there, but I took it out. They're sitting there on the shelf. So these were not made to have feet. But since I'm going to make it into a desk, I have 2 of them and I'm going to make it into a desk. I in the past I screwed in these 4 feet because it was my table here for my mirror. My sort of like with the bench, I have the round bench, if you remember. It fit underneath this, so that's why I elevated it so it was the right height. And then I used the bench, and the bench slid under it really nice. And so that was that one. So now I took the feet off because I wanted to measure the distance here so that it's uniform with the other one. The other one is the exact same cabinet, the same feet. And so this one, I already drilled the holes like a couple years ago. So now I have to do the other one. And I wanted to make sure that it is somewhat the same because I'm going to be butting up the 2 together to make a nice big desk surface. So I didn't want like this one to have the feet here and then on the other one the feet end up down here somewhere, right? So I just wanted to measure this. I think it's 1 inch. And now I'll take you into the other room where the other one is sitting. And there is the other one. See, this one has no holes made in it yet. So I need to measure in and then with the Sharpie make a black mark so we know where we're drilling. And then these, we'll just screw them in. But because it doesn't have the metal to receive this screw, what I'm going to do is I had bought some construction adhesive. This one here, I thought this would be big enough. I don't think it's going to be big enough because I've already used half the tube, because the other one in my bedroom, the very top of it, this shelf here had separated. I guess it went through a little bit of abuse, and so that came off and it wouldn't sit permanent. So I glued it down. I put a strip of this construction adhesive along here, or not here, but like on the other side, on the 2 sides. And then I put the top back on, and it says 24 hours for it to cure, like for it to be permanent. So that's why I did that yesterday. And then we waited till today to do this. So now we have to screw the hole, finish off this too, put as much as possible in the hole and around, because this is a very porous area. So it should help for this. Now this looks like wood, but it kind of feels plastic, but it has the grooves of wood. See? So I'm hoping that it will adhere the two materials, this one and this one, to each other. So then right here, you put some glue in the hole, plus you put some glue around the outside. Then you screw this in, and I'm hoping that it will hold this permanent in place. So that, because I don't want, because there's no metal, it's wood, if you move the desk or something, it could start making the hole bigger, like moving the wood. And I don't want that. So I figured with the glue, it'll kind of take the place of that metal that's missing. Because this comes like this. This was meant for the Besta cabinet that IKEA sells. These are the feet for the Besta. So, but it's the black brown, just like the cabinet. So I took this one. And so we have to make it work. And then once both feet are in both cabinets, I'm going to put them here. This one is in perfect condition. It'll go in the back. It'll be protected. And then the one in the front will be the one that's been through a lot. I'll put here because that's the one I'm working on, and who knows what accidents I have. So I rather the worn out one being here in the front, not worn out, but like the one that got abuse, and that shelf's coming out, and then they're going to be the one in the back, one in the front, and then I bought two of these brackets. It says mending plate. So I'm going to connect the two cabinets. Where is the camera? Okay. So it will be like this. And then I'll bolt the two cabinets together, but I'll probably do it higher up, like here. On either side, one on this side and one on the other side. And then that'll be my new desk. Also, this one has the shelf. The other one, I don't know if you noticed on the camera, I had pulled out these plugs here. These plugs, because that's how it's bolted to there. I want to try and remove it on the other one because my office chair won't fit. So I'm going to try and remove this from the other one. And then I'm going to put it along here this way, like I did with the desk in the living room. I had put that one shelf this way because back there I have all my wires and the cable cords and everything. So I don't want anything to bump that stuff. So I figure if this one here, right, this desk will have a shelf so I can put things back there. And then the shelf in front of it will have the back wall. So you'll have a bit of an opening to get into the wires and work on the wires. But, and my charger for my drill. But that stuff, and the heating vent is there too. So you want all that, you don't want anything interfering with that. So I figure this way, you know what I mean? It will, yeah, you'll see when I'm done. And I don't know on the last video if I showed you, but we got rid of the big cabinet now. Remember that big one that was right there? It's gone. But now my white metal rack that went across the two cabinets doesn't fit. It's about a foot too short or 10 inches too short. So now I have nowhere to put those containers for the seasonal decoration. So I do have the biggest one up there. And then I do have those two up there. But then what I ended up doing is underneath that little folding table, I have some down there and two totes on that side under that white table. So I'm still downsizing. So I'm hoping to get small, like not as tall, but wider storage containers that I can put up there. And then stack two of them. So like one would be like the red box and the green box. And then on the other cabinet would be like Easter and Halloween. And then it'll just be the Christmas that will have to go underneath. But that's a later project. Right now I wanted to figure out this desk. Because I got two identical cabinets. Why not? They're the perfect height. They're about 1.5 inches lower than the other one. And the other one was too tall, the one in the living room. It was too tall. So this one's about 1.5 inches lower. So bonus. Yeah, so that's today's project. And when it's all said and done, I will come back. It's just basic, you know, you drill the hole in there, you put the glue, you put the feet in it, you wait a couple of hours for it to set, you flip it over, you slide it into place, then you bring the other one in here, flip it over, slide it into place, and then I'll look at the shelf and how the chair works, And if I'm not mistaken, I'll have to flip it back over, remove this shelf from the other one, screw it from the side onto the back, and then I'll check it out again. You know what I mean? And then when it's set up, I will come back and show it to you. But yeah, we split up those. Remember there was two of those packs over there? Well, one is there and the other one we put here. And the big one that was here is now in the garbage. Because these cabinets, once you take them apart, they're garbage because of the fact that we cut the bottom. When we moved to this house, the basement is not an 8-foot high ceiling, and these cabinets were 8 feet tall, like it was right from floor to ceiling. So we ended up choosing to cut it down, which is why you can see right there, there's multiple shelves stacked up there, because we use that as reinforcement to secure it so it wouldn't be too wobbly. It's still wobbly, but not that bad. It's just a little bit. And so, anyways, so there's that one. And the other one's over there. And now the window is nice, open, airy, breathable. My printer I ended up putting on that table. And then that one I used a wooden crate, which I did buy 2 new ones. I'll be playing a wooden crate switcheroo kind of thing. But that gives me storage and a side table. Yeah. All right. I'll be back when that's done. So there we have it. That was my vision. They're both back to back. Everything is clear underneath. And the desk is about 5 inches wider than the other one and about 1.5 inches lower than the other one. My only problem now is the chair. That is on the lowest setting. Actually, I'm gonna hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, so what I wanted to show you is this chair is now on the lowest setting. And when I sit here, see? And I find the desk is too high. But if I put it on a higher setting, oops, what did I do? See? My knees. So this height, at this setting that I'm at now, I feel comfortable. My arm is straight this way and it's kind of down. It's perfect. I don't feel like I'm working like high up. I feel comfortable, but this is now in the way. So I guess this is pretty much done. I now have to take this off and attach it to the back. But because there's a gap from the feet, I don't know if I want to put it all the way to the floor, which I would prefer. But if I put it all the way to the floor, I don't know, I have to toy around with it. I would have to put it parallel with the feet so it's not as noticeable. But in order to bolt it in, I'd have to bolt the 2 screws above the feet because you can't screw into the feet. You saw how thick and solid that was. And this is all that corrugated cardboard, right? So it would be easier to go through like this. But yeah, that was my vision. Like, look how big, how much more room. Like, I know it comes out more than the other one did. And I still have the one shelf. And I thought these boxes would be nice. But I don't know, I'm also debating maybe I should have the boxes this way. So I don't know. There's still a lot of, and I have another thing to put in the middle. So maybe my laptop should be on the side the way it was. So there's still a lot figuring out. But I just wanted to show you. That was my vision. And I love that surface so much better. So now I would like to show you how the craft room ended up. So this is the entrance here. And there's my monkey holding the door. And then on the door, I still have this thing that I need to clean up and sort through. That's hanging on the door. And behind the door is my calendar, my wall calendar. Actually, I think it's called a desk calendar, but yeah, it's hanging on the back of the wall. And then there is, I still have my ribbons on the wall there on the side. And then the wrapping paper, there's Christmas blue box on the top with the tree. And then the drawers and my paper bags and stuff for my journaling. Under that folding table, there's 2 blue bins. That's Easter and Halloween. Since I don't have the rack across the top, I have to hide the bins underneath. And then I still have those t-shirts as my curtain, which I love because it's purple. There's a pink one and a red one. And so when you spread it out, it adds color, and color gets the creative part of your brain going. Or so I believe. Anyways, I could be wrong. And then there's my desk, how it ended up. I have the plastic bin. Since I don't have a desk drawer, this one does not have a drawer because it's not made to be a desk. As you know, I was putting 2 identical ones together. I put the feet on it, so they're both absolutely identical. The damaged one is in the front, and then the one that's not is in the back. I have not attached a bracket to hold them together yet. I'll do that when we move because it's easier to move as 2 separate pieces. So I put the plastic bins under it as my drawer for my office supplies. And there. Okay, I'm going to move into the room. And I'm going to close the door. Give me a sec so we don't bother anybody else. There we go. So there we go. I used the 2 wooden ones here and 2 wooden crates here. Those are the ones from IKEA. And then I had 2 shelves on the wall here. Well, this is one of them. I just took the brackets off the ends. And so I just have it across the top for my knickknacks, you know, your personal, sentimental, and then my message board and that kind of stuff. This room is more of an echo now because I don't have those big cabinets and stuff from the floor to the wall. It's more open, the room. And so it's more of an echo in here now. All right, and then moving on, there's the other PAX cabinet, another Christmas box on top. And I have that light that used to be overhead hanging on the cabinet now. And my tripod, I had to get creative. So I just used twine and attached it. And then when I put my phone there, it's going to, you know, like I can record what I'm doing. And it still can slide in and out. So I got creative with that one because there was nowhere else to put it. And then another side table there. And underneath that one, there is more decoration. It's the green and the red. So the red is for Valentine's and Mother's Day. And the green is for St. Patrick's Day and Mardi Gras. They're all underneath there. And of course, the red and green, there are elements in there that I'll pull out for other holidays. Like for Christmas is green and red is some of the colors. So, you know what I mean? But yeah, so then that's there. And then I got this beautiful thing from IKEA. I think it's supposed to be a planter, but I have colored pencils, colored markers, highlighters, pens, pencils, special, the Posca markers for when I do my homemade artwork. You know, like there's all kinds of coloring things that you end up with. And that holds it all. And then I did keep the 2 bins here. I'll go closer actually. Actually, I'm going to wind you down because when I did the garden, I had you higher. So I'm going to let this go down. There. And then right there, see that one and that one? I used to have 4 of them. Inside the calyx was all my papers. Well, I had to condense the papers so it uses up less space. It was spread out a lot because I had room to grow, whereas now I only have the things, like space for the things that I have. I don't have things spread out, which allowed me to grow. This is shrinking everything down. So I kept 2 of those. And on top is my 2 bins of scraps. It's marked paper and cardstock. So those are everything that has been cut down. And then those magazines I have to go through, and then that stuff. And then we come to this one. This is my other packs cabinet. And then way up on top is the other Christmas box. I have 2 plus the tree, so I put them up on top. So they're pretty much together, but on opposite sides of the room, if you know what I mean. Like when Christmas comes, I know that top of that cabinet and the top of that cabinet. If it's something else, then I know it's underneath. Do you know what I mean? So that is shelf liner, wallpaper, brown, or a roll of brown paper. And then there is where all my paper now is. The 12 by 12, the 8.5 by 11. They're all in there now, all labeled. Those were my project boxes. So now it's all the papers. And they've all been labeled. Now, anything that's not there is in that cabinet, on this shelf in here under the wrapping paper. There's a shelf, and the other papers are in there. And then smaller papers are in that one. So I've got the coffee dyed paper on the top, pastel printer paper, the mulberry paper, and then on the bottom is like the graph paper and line paper, you know, like it's a tracing paper. It's all spread out. So yeah, and then of course that's the beads and all those drawers you've seen. And on the bottom, that's my photo box. So all the photos that I want to do a scrapbook, but decorative, like a junk journal, but scrapbooking, which scrapbooking is making pretty pages and putting your photos on it. So that's what that box is. That's a future project. And then there's my step ladder. And then I'm going to back up. So now my closet. Do you remember all the foam I had up there? Well, I got 3 identical totes and I put all the material in there. Now, the big pieces of material is way back there. Then it's the big ones with the medium ones. And then these are the small pieces that are more for journaling. I may use them to do like a quilted throw blanket or something. And then I have the cotton batting right in the middle, which that's the flat one. That's not the poofy ones for pillows. It's the flat one for quilts. And then you go further down, and there's 3 identical totes, bigger ones, for all the wool. So I've got wool, and then that is like knitting needles, crochet hooks, embroidery, needlepoint, and all that kind of stuff. So all the stuff that works with yarn, those are the 3 totes they're in. Embroidery floss, needlepoint floss. Like the embroidery floss I actually use for journaling. So that's why it's on top. I can easily get into it. And then the blue box on top of it is all my electronics. And then the little white one, well, that's just stuff I got tired of sorting and packing, and so I just left what was in there in there. It's just scrap material. Um, I'll put it in the totes one day when I feel like it. And then on the floor there, right there, is all the paints, which once I do the paint projects, a lot of that's going to be gone. And then there's a few sewing things that I need to sew there. And then behind, okay, I'm too close. Yeah, that might work better. Whoops, my carpet. All right, so now I'm going to show you what's behind all that sewing. So we just moved this all over. There's not much. There's maybe 12 hangers there. But those are all my tools. So on the bottom, there is that bin and the orange one. Those are my circular saw and my drill. And then above the next 2 bins, those 2 is the tarp, the cloths, the gloves, the mask, paint supply, or is that the paint supply? Hold on. Oh, putty knife, microfiber cloth, drop cloths, and then the next 2 above it, these 2. The one that where you see red, that's actually the little trays and the little rollers and extra rollers. I like to use the little one because I'm doing furniture. And then the blue one above on top of it is all my hardware. So my nails, drawer knobs, and all that kind of stuff. It's hardware supplies. And then on the very top, the one with the green lid is my screwdrivers, my hammer, and all that, my tools, hand tools. And then the box behind it is more hardware. And then on top of the green lid box has another green box that has hooks and stuff like that. So that's all my hardware in the back there. And since I don't use it all the time, there we go. So then next is this one. I'll move further back. So now the 2 gray ones on top there, where am I going here? Oh, there we are. Okay. So those 2 gray ones are my project boxes. This is the white one holds the 2 binders. One is my stencils and one is my stamps, the clear stamps. And then my sewing supplies. And then some more journaling stuff and some books to get some ideas. On the bottom there is more ribbons and twine, string of feathers like a boa that I can use on a project. There's felt and plastic canvas and that kind of stuff. And then here, this is my favorite part. No more sewing in the dining room. I got my bulletin board. Tells me my inseam and Scott's inseam. And what kind of machines I have. Mine is a Singer Prelude. And my mom's, what does it say? Is a Singer Style Mates special zigzag model 348. So, yeah. And then if I need to add anything on it, or if I want to make an apron and there's a picture of an apron somewhere that I like online, I can print it and put it on there. It's my now on top of it, above it, I want to put that other IKEA shelf with this the wooden one with the silver ends. But since we're moving, as you can see, I'm sure you can see it on the camera. There's lots of holes already in the wall. So I don't want to make more holes and then just have to take it down in a couple of months. So I did tuck it on the side over there. It's right there next to the cart. So in the new place, I'll put it up. But for now, I just have all my bins on the table here, which those will go on that shelf once we move. But it still gives me enough room to do sewing. And there's my sewing machine. And then my filing cabinet that was in the closet would not fit by my desk because I needed these side tables, the folding tables, for more space. I like to be spread out. So I put the filing cabinet here, right by the door. And it still gives me like 3 inches to the opening of the door. So that's there. And then under the table is the immediate projects in those 2 bins. My goal is that when we move, there's nothing under there. Those bins are out of here. They're gone. They're empty. So that is my goal. Those are the projects I got to do in the next couple of months. Yeah, so I can actually sew here now. Yay me. And then I wanted to show you my mom's sewing machine. See, this is where the door opens. So there's my mom's sewing machine. Don't look at the dust. As I move things, I clean that area, but I haven't done an overhaul, like cleaning of this room. So there is a stripe of dust and dirt right there, which I have to vacuum. But yeah, that's my mom's sewing machine. It comes in a wooden case, and I need to get it serviced. Yeah, and then I still have my stuff on the wall. That stuff, the ribbons and all that. And I still have my glues and stuff there, my printer. So there is a quick overview of how we move the room around. This is not a craft room tour. I'm not going through all the drawers until after we move. I just wanted to show you how I was able to get rid of the big PAX cabinet and the calyx and the hemness, which if you look at a video a little while back, on this wall right here, I actually had a big long dresser along here with a cubby cabinet here. So that cubby is from IKEA. It's called a calyx. And the dresser that was underneath is also from IKEA, and it's called a hemness. They are out of here. The calyx, the one with the cubbies, is now my TV stand. And the hemness, I'm gonna sand and paint it, and then it's gonna go in the storage room in the basement. And then if we can use it after the move, then we will. If not, it'll be up for sale. So by putting these 2 here next to my table, I now can sew in here. So I don't bother anybody, you know what I mean? I have my own little craft room. I'm pretty proud of this room. I love this room now. I am a happy camper. So we are Sunday today. 4th, 5th of May, something like that. And so I'm going to show you my garden, how much we got done. So in that corner, those 3 items that is going to go out front. That's going to go out front, and the tires go to my daughter. She's going to do an obstacle course for her pugs. Those are the smallest tires we have, so hopefully they work. And then there's my raspberry, which has started to sprout. I did cut back the dead growth. According to what I did research on Google with, there were some websites that says you should only keep 6 to 8 branches, like stalks, because yeah, I guess not to wear it out or whatever, like then the plant dies if it needs too much energy. I don't know. Anyways, I also was supposed to cut it back in the like when it was finished producing, and I forgot to, so oh well. And then as you can see along the fence, sorry, I keep moving the camera because it started to rain. Along the fence there, we got rid of, well, we moved all the totes so that I could cut the grass and level out the soil. That one standing right there in the middle doing nothing by itself, that one is actually going to be dumped, and I'm going to fill in the holes, like the divots. And then there's 4 more there. This one is the rhubarb and the grapes, which go back against the fence. And then this one is the other raspberry that I'm going to replant into that. So along the fence there, there'll be a white half barrel, a blue, and a white. So it looks nice and cohesive, and you know, and so that's that. So then 2 of those, the 2 white ones on the left, will be tossed. There's our foam and metal pile that goes to the dump by the tree. And then we moved all the plastic that's going to the dump, like to be gotten rid of, is there. That's all going to be out of here. And then you can see there, sorry about the bar from the railing, I'm trying to hide here. Oh, I think I have to go back a little more. I feel the rain. So that's what I'm left with at this point. I'll lift you up a bit. There you go. That's what I'm left with as of now. So the island, the wooden platform, I need to tweak it a bit. And then that'll be going over with the barrels along with the pots. Now, what my goal is this whole area between the 2 fence panels, all that is going to be the planting, whatever I plant. This area over here is going to be all cleared. And we're going to, because a lot of the platforms killed the grass, so we're going to work on replenishing the grass. And then I'm going to put the fire bowl here, probably somewhere in this area here. And I'll show you why. So here, the stairs, I removed all the plants that were there. That was my area for the herbs. I've removed them all, removed the fence that was there, the railing. And so you can go up and down those stairs now. And that's why I figure the fire bowl would be perfect right there. It's 10 feet, I think the city bylaw is 10 feet away from anything flammable, like any growth or anything. So the 2 trees that are here, that would be the center point. And then 10 feet away from the deck. So I think that would be the perfect area for the fire bowl. And so this area is still cleared. I have to work on this area still, because this is going to be the stuff that hopefully I can take with. Will be all here. And then the stuff, most of the stuff down there will be over there So that's the planting area. And then this is going to be entertainment area. I still have some bald soil there. There's nothing planted. I have a bunch of perennial seeds, hollyhocks and poppy. Well, poppies are in the other planter bed. But anyway, so I'll plant that all up. We still need to clean up that corner there where I used as my dumping area in the corner. We'll clean that up, and you can see the pile there. That all has to be sorted through and taken care of. And then of course, you know, our wood pile there, right there. Once we have the fire bowl set up, we'll start hitting that. It's still cool weather, so. And then up here, I've cleared this area. There is some totes and lids there that I have to sort through. And then this area is all clear other than one shovel in case we get another snow. But the tarp is drying from the winter moisture. And I'm going to wrap it around that table. And then that's going to be the area where I'm going to be fixing, like sanding and painting a lot of the furniture that are in the house. We don't know what we're going to keep and what we're not. So I'm just going to do them all, make them all the way I like them. And then if we keep it, we keep it. If we don't, it'll be sellable, right? Because they'll be all nicely done. So that's that area. And then I kept, like, we still have the Traeger and the barbecue there. And then this bench, and that bench actually goes with the patio table. Depending if we have a big enough patio balcony. You know, if we don't have it big enough, then we don't take it, we sell it. And then we're back over here to this area. So that's what we've done outside. We also brought the rain barrel from the front yard and stacked it here, because most likely we're going to have to get rid of that. I doubt we're going to have a place where we can collect rainwater. So that's everything. Now we are not moving. Hopefully I'd like to see us move like 2 weeks before August 1st or a week before August 1st. But it may be July 1st. I don't know. So I want to try and enjoy as much of this before we go. And those bird feeders that are hanging on that tree, I need to clean them and start feeding the birds. Because you know you want birds to eat the bugs. And of course I'm going to do my pop bottles of borax and sugar for the ants. But that's later on. That's my garden. Just wanted to show you where we've gotten to. And yeah. And I'm just going to do a quick overview now. So there's that mattress on the floor, and that is my camping mattress. Or if we have company, I put it on the cot. And if you remember that blanket I had made for camping, it did work, but I find it to be about 6 inches too narrow. So since I need a cover for the mattress, for the foam, and there's the foam, I had done the topper. Don't look at the blue on top here. That's supposed to be completely on the floor. That's the yoga mat. And then there's the gray foam, the beige foam, and the topper. Well, that I'm going to open on the one side. That side with the buttons. I'm just going to open that one side and then slide the mattress inside of it, and that'll be like a flap, like on an envelope. And then the yoga mat, of course, is your flooring. It's underneath. yeah, so that's a future project that I will do a video on when I do it. And then there's my round bench. Well, I call it a round bench. It's curved. That's the one that worked really well under that one lock cabinet that was in my bedroom. Well, I'm going to keep the bench in my bedroom, but the lock cabinet, as you saw in a previous clip, that is now part of my desk. So I no longer will have that table in my bedroom, but I will keep the bench because when I exercise, it's nice to have the bench. Or when you're looking in the mirror, your outfit, it's nice to be able to put stuff on the bench. So that will go back. And then when that goes back in my room, then the white side table here, the two nesting tables, the longer one will go back as my coffee table like I had before. So there's the bench temporarily. There's the mattress that I still have to work on. And then if you look over in the dining room area, there is my old desk with the glass top. So what I've decided is I'm going to take that backing piece off, and both pieces I am going to give it a little bit of a sanding where the holes are from the screws, and I'm going to get some wood filler and I'm going to repair it, and then if it needs, I'll give it a coat of paint, and then that'll go into storage until we move. We may use it, we may not. Our goal right now is just to fix up all the furniture that we have, and the ones we're not going to be using in the next 2 months we'll put down in storage. And then once we know where we're moving to, since we're in a 5-bedroom house, there's plenty of space to store things. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to store things downstairs until the actual move and we know where we're going. Then if we not taking certain pieces, we'll ask the family and friends if they want it. And if not, then we'll put it on Facebook Marketplace or Kijiji for sale. Even just like that desk, like $50, I don't know. Like, you know, they're still perfect condition. Yeah, they've had a bit of abuse, but I'm going to fix it up so it looks brand new. Anyways, enough yapping. This video is getting long. I did want to show you the cabinet I call the calyx. So that is the calyx. It's the one with the cubbies. Remember I had my 12 by 12 paper and my 11 by 8.5 papers in the cubbies? Well, as you saw in a previous clip, I've put those in storage containers now, those little ones, the thinner ones. So they're all found a new home. And so this, I love the idea of this with my TV. Let me back up a bit. Like, that looks so nice. The TV on top of it, right? There, I've got the 2 black bins, these 2 here. There was 2 more that I had bought originally, but I don't need them because I have all my games. And this thing here is holding all my candles. Also, like the tea lights are in that white box, and then that bin has all the others, including the lighters and matches and all that kind of stuff. So I don't need another black bin unless I decide to put my dining room linens in there. There's always that option because, like I said, I do have another black bin for there and another one for there. If I can move all these 2 cubbies up or find another home for some of that stuff, maybe a smaller container for the tea light candles, and then I can put it in that bin so they're all together. I may put back those 2 black bins there, and then one will be like tablecloths and runners. The other one will be hand towels and washcloths for the kitchen. You know, it could still be tweaked, but I love the look of that. And then, of course, my house plants are all doing beautifully. Anyways, so that's the update. This week's update. I hope you enjoyed it. Remember, do what makes you happy, and everything else will fall into place. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next week.